Let's go ahead and bring in our guest. Joining us now to discuss this case, criminal defense attorney Sam Bassett. Sam, thank you so much for joining us today. What an interesting case out of Colorado, and I'm reading a lot about it and people driving up to the Red Rocks Amphitheater there, which is just such this amazing venue to go and listen to concerts. And all of a sudden, these huge rocks are falling onto cars. So the man that's on trial right now, he's one of the men. Two other young men took plea deals in this case. How are they going to prove, Sam, the state, that this man, the man that's on trial that did not take the plea deal, maybe one was not offered to him because the other two did plead guilty. How are they going to prove that he is the one that actually did throw the rock?
I think one of the things to understand about the law is that if you act as a group and you assist someone in committing an actual crime like murder or manslaughter, you can be held guilty and just as responsible for the underlying charge. So that's the first thing. The other thing is, I understand that one of the co-defendants has identified Mr. Koenig, the defendant on trial, as being the one who threw the rock. So it's obviously any one of the three probably could have actually thrown the rock, but the other two have cut a deal, and there's no question they're pointing the finger for the actual throwing at Mr. Koenig.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely are. And they have not been sentenced yet, from my understanding. And they're facing, I think it's 30 to 70 some years behind bars. So we'll just have to continue following this case, see what happens. Sam, as always, thank you so much for your excellent insight into this case. We're going to have more testimony in this rock-throwing murder trial out of Colorado for Joseph Koenig. Stay with us. You're watching Court TV, coming to you live from Phoenix, Arizona. We're coming right back. Interesting testimony from that witness on the stand. Still with us, criminal defense attorney Sam Bassett. Sam, okay, so we have this witness, so he is the father of one of the surviving victims in this case, talking about how the sheriff's department contacted them, asked if they still had the rock. Then the father also is out and he sees another similar rock. This is great testimony in regards to the state's case. What's your takeaway?
Well, I think the state getting to the first-degree murder charge is going to have to show intent and some premeditation. And I think what they're trying to establish is the number of times that rocks were thrown at cars was substantial. So obviously, if we're just dealing with a one-time throwing of a rock and somebody dies, the argument for intent and premeditation is not as strong as if you show multiple incidents of throwing of rocks in that same stretch of road. It gets more powerful and stronger for the state as you move along into multiple incidents. And I think that's what we have here.
I think so. I think so, Sam. Thank you so much. Great point. Okay, we're going to have more testimony in this rock-throwing murder trial for Joseph Koenig that's taking place in Colorado. That's coming up when we come back. You're watching Court TV, your front row seat to justice. Stay with us. Still with us, criminal defense attorney Sam Bassett. Sam, what a great picture Eleanor is painting for the jurors here, describing those moments as she's just driving along in this serene environment. She doesn't have the radio on. It doesn't even have a radio, just kind of taking in all the beauty. And then all of a sudden, this disturbance happens. Blood is coming down her face. She tastes it. She at first didn't know what it is. Then she realizes it's blood. Wow. I mean, she's really painting a picture so that it can take the jurors there to feel like this must have been an extremely scary situation for her.
Yeah, she's obviously very artistic and precise in her language. She has a dramatic speaking style. So I think obviously when you hear her story, you realize just how serious this could have been for her, and probably you draw the conclusion for others as well if they had not been so lucky. So yes, it's a very emotional description, and it makes you realize the danger that was in play with these multiple victims of these huge rocks being thrown while they're driving on a highway.
Yeah, it does. Sam, it's kind of loud out here, so I didn't hear the objection, but I think someone, defense counsel must have objected because of narrative or something. Kind of just talk about that in regard to your experience as an attorney. When a witness gets up there and continues talking and talking and talking, I mean, really, the job of the prosecutor, if you can answer this kind of quickly, you have to, as well as defense attorney, you have to get them to answer questions succinctly. You don't want them rambling on and on.
It's true. Once a witness goes on for so long, it's the job of the opposing attorney to get the witness under control. There's exceptions to that. Sometimes you let a witness go on who seems not credible, but the rule is there that you can't testify in a narrative fashion because the lawyers need an opportunity to object to any testimony that may be outside the rules.
Yes, thank you so much, Sam. Sam Bassett, thank you so much for joining me this hour.